Is Fortnite reviving Save the World? No. Wait. We might actually have something here. As I'm recording this, Fortnite is about to make Save the World, its original game mode, free to play for everyone. It is no longer going to be a premium experience, the paywall will be gone, anyone can jump in and start running some missions. With this happening, I'd like to revisit the discussion of this game on the channel. Fortnite Save the World, I'd say, holds a pretty special place in my heart. I've owned the game for a long time, since around early 2018 I'm pretty sure, and have put countless hours in it since. At the time, Fortnite was my go-to game all day, every day. And I was always so curious about that other game mode in the menu that I couldn't access, that being Save the World. My curiosity got the best of me, I bought the game, and I absolutely loved it, even in its unfinished state at the time. Well, you could still say it's unfinished now, but we'll get there later in the video. The point is, I like this game a lot. I quite often play it as a comfort game. My video on Save the World was the first of mine to do really well, so I have imbued a lot of meaning into this game, and I'm very happy it's going to be made available for everyone to play so they can satiate that same curiosity that I had in 2018 and experience the game in all its wonder and charm. It's been a long time coming. I have a lot of feelings to share on this, so if you're interested, please stick around. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, or if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Please like and hype the video and subscribe to the channel so you can keep hearing me yap about my gaming interests. Let's get into it. Save the World has been in this seemingly autopilot limbo state for a long time, and that's not to say that no one has been working on it, there just really hasn't been anything major going on with the state of the game. It was supposed to be made free to play back in 2018, which was pushed back and eventually scrapped, with the game leaving early access in 2020 as a supposedly complete premium experience. The state of the game from 2020 onward has just been... There wasn't exactly nothing. They incorporated some of the new movement from Battle Royale, they integrated your Battle Royale locker, they kept up with bug fixes, but, you know, you could tell Epic's priorities were literally everywhere else but Save the World. They obviously have to keep up a constant schedule of keeping Battle Royale new and interesting. They made a huge endeavor in their Fortnite universe project with Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, Fortnite Festival, and Ballistic. Not sure how the return on investment on all that has been, but that's not what this video is about. Save the World appeared to just be left in some automated state. Recycled seasonal events would come and go, there wouldn't be any new content, no updates on the campaign. It just seemed like it was abandoned, left as a husk of what it was promised as all those years back. You see what I did there? Since they're getting the game ready to ship out free to play, it has actually received a couple new changes, but it's nothing super significant, except maybe the overhaul of the research system. That one's pretty interesting. This is me 2 days in the future from this initial recording, where Save the World has been officially launched as free to play. This update did bring some big changes to Save the World. There's a new cross-dimensional storyline between Save the World and Battle Royale involving the Voyager, which is very cool. I love to see new major quests. They also overhauled how defenders work, which I think is a fantastic change, since I didn't feel they were super useful prior to this update. They added an auto-leveling mechanic that you can turn on for your equipped heroes, defenders, and survivors. And probably the most major change is the overhaul to home base, with it now being a physical hub world that you can explore instead of it being just a menu interface. I absolutely love this change, and funnily enough, there will actually be a section later in this video where I pitch new update ideas for Save the World, and I bring up something along the lines of this with no prior knowledge of this being planned for the update. Now, I'll keep that section unchanged since I go into further details about an updated home base hub world, and I talk about a lot more suggested updates altogether. But yeah, I just wanted to make this little interjection in the video since this was a pretty big update. Everything from here on out is still completely relevant and applies to Save the World post free-to-play launch. Okay, back to the video. For any of you who have not played Save the World before and are planning on playing for the first time, I'll give you a pretty brief overview of what you can expect. Save the World is Fortnite's campaign mode. You are fighting off the Storm, which produces zombie-like monsters called husks. The player fills the role as the commander of home base, leading the fight against the Storm. You'll collect new heroes, your playable characters, various schematics to craft weapons and traps, as well as rescue survivors who you can employ to bolster your stats. As you play, you'll earn the resources to upgrade all these things. You obtain all this from the multiple mission types available to you. You can play any that appear on your map, but the story will require you to play specific ones to progress. You'll be collecting materials, crafting items, building defenses, and dispatching innumerable monsters from the storm as you expand your reach across the world. These resources can also be obtained by sending your available roster of heroes on expeditions as well as from the shop, where you can spend gold earned from playing. An alternative to that would be to spend tickets you also earn while playing on loot llamas, which are a kind of loot box system. I really want to keep this section brief, so the last thing I'll mention is your power level. It's basically a reflection of your character's strength and progression. It is really important to keep increasing your power level, aka your stats, so you don't fall behind in the game's difficulty curve. Your power is influenced by the levels of your commander hero, of your support hero squad, the survivors you employ in the squad section of your command, and I'm pretty sure the strength of your storm shields in each area of the map. Those are the most important contributing factors, at least. Once you get in, this will all make sense. Hopefully. So yeah, keep all this in mind while playing. Again, I'm recording this before Save the World launches free to play, so I don't know what the player numbers are going to look like, but it looks to be pretty good with the number of players who pre-registered. It went past the 1 million mark, which is fantastic. Obviously, a lot of people are interested because it's a huge deal, and of course they are incentivized to play with the cosmetic rewards from pre-registering. But I really do hope Save the World can sustain a healthy number of these new players long term, because I would absolutely love for this game to have essentially a second chance at life. We'll have to see how it goes in the coming weeks and months. I don't want to fully huff the hopium yet, just half a huff, is that okay? Well, there is some legitimate news that lends credence to Save the World receiving new updates past this free-to-play launch. How significant these updates will be, not sure, but Save the World's lead designer has taken to X to answer some questions on the future of Save the World, and has confirmed new heroes and weapons, and without sharing the details, updates to the core of the game, citing missions, heroes, weapons, and quests. We don't know the scope of these core changes yet, but it is exciting news regardless. Now, if you'll indulge me, I'd like to rapid fire some of my update ideas, though I know this isn't the first time some of these were suggested. I'd love for a new game plus option after completing the story, and or multiple save slots for the campaign so you can replay it. On the topic of the campaign, I'd love more direct interactions with its characters. As it stands, characters mostly just talk through your comms while playing missions. There are like 2 cinematics in the entire campaign, so you don't really get to see the characters all that often. I'd love for more cinematics strewn throughout the campaign, or maybe they make Homebase a hub world that you can actually explore with the characters populating it, then maybe just integrate all the systems and mechanics from the current main interface into that hub world. I don't know if they can get the original voice cast back for new dialogue, but that'd be great if they could. A battle royale-like replay system to watch your completed missions would be great as well. I would love to see new enemies, maybe more animals and animal mounts. Maybe they can even develop a system to permanently tame an animal mount and bring them from mission to mission. Perhaps you level them up and upgrade them with new abilities. Maybe you can even get skins for them. How about skill trees? I know the gadgets are kind of like that, but also not really. And I know each hero already have their class exclusive abilities with slight variations from hero to hero, but why not further expand the progression and capabilities of them? There are 4 hero classes in the game, so maybe develop 4 class-wide skill trees that you'll chip away at through the entirety of the campaign. What the skills can unlock? I haven't thought that far, but I like the idea, so I wanted to share that. An obvious suggestion would be new weapon types or new rare unique weapons. Battle Royale has had some weird additions over the years, why not pull from those? I also think the hoverboard can get some attention. It's fine as it is, but that could be another thing you can upgrade and get new abilities for. Or maybe they introduce new modes of transportation. How about jetpacks or the grapple glove? Those would be fun. And finally, it's the one that most Save the World players ask for already, finishing the damn story. The game just kinda ends after completing Canny Valley. Twine Peaks is just an amalgamation of all the other zones with nothing new to offer. I guess the Mythic Storm King is there, but I haven't gotten there yet, and it's just a repeat of the boss you just fought in the zone prior. No post-game story, nothing. You play in Twine Peaks and you feel like you ended up in some bizarro dimension where everything is just kind of folding over and merging together, though it's trying to pass as legitimate, but something's just wrong with it. My headcanon is that when you beat the Storm King in Candy Valley, you actually don't, and he instead kills you and sends you to hell, which is Twine Peaks. I think that's a good explanation for the zone's appearance and lack of story. And it makes me sad. It's like, I really don't feel like I've saved the world here. Can we actually do that, please? I don't want that rant to come off as me attacking Save the World's dev team, because I'm pretty sure the seemingly unfinished state of the game was not their decision, and their staff and resources are probably infinitely smaller than any of Fortnite's other modes. I just want to make that clear. Oh, I actually forgot another update idea, and it just so happens to be more important than finishing Twine Peaks. Make a Husk skin, and make a Huskling as a sidekick. I'll spend my rationed V-Bucks for those, probably. If it happens, then we'll see. But it's never gonna happen because they haven't done it yet. What the hell's going on? Do I think that any of these changes will be made to the game? Not really, but one can hope. Some are definitely more realistic than others though, so we'll just have to see. All this stems from my deep adoration for this game, and my want for Save the World's potential to fully materialize into the Fortnite campaign that the players deserve, that the game deserves, that the passionate team behind Save the World deserve to make should they have the resources and desire to do so. That's why I really hope Epic Games is making this free-to-play move to test the entire player base's interest in Save the World and determine if they should reallocate more money, more people, whatever is needed to keep players engaged by pushing out more content again. They bit off more than they could chew with expanding the platform like crazy the last couple years. Maybe economic conditions outside of Epic's control aren't helping. Might be some greed sprinkled in there as well. I think we're kind of seeing the consequences of all this play out in the company and in Fortnite itself. Mass layoffs, price increases, game modes are shutting down. You probably already know all this. Maybe they're going to channel some more resources to make an exciting relaunch of Save the World to reignite interest in Fortnite as a whole. I mean, an expansive Fortnite campaign mode with co-op, multiple hero classes, hundreds of weapons, and a charming as hell cast of characters sounds really cool. And all those traits apply to Save the World in its current state. But if Epic really wants this to be a smash hit for a long time, they need to revamp the experience. Keeping the original art style, of course. Don't you dare touch it. How I'm feeling right now, the whole conversation around Epic Games and Fortnite is not exactly positive, nor is it inspiring, so it's currently hard to be positive or inspired about Save the World's future. Don't get me wrong, the fact that more updates are coming out is amazing, and maybe this marks a good shift in the current attitude towards Fortnite. We don't know the full scope of these updates yet. I just hope Epic puts the pedal to the metal and makes something really special out of this. I love this game a lot, and I want it to be given the time, money, and talent it needs to be the best version of itself. So to the Save the World team, thank you so much for all you've done, and I'm so glad you get to show your game off to everyone now. I'm excited for whatever you have in store in the future, and hopefully all this means we get to fight the Storm Queen in Twine Peaks, followed by a fight with the Rocks character in the new post-game story. I have spoken. Well, what do you guys think about all this? Are you excited? Are you going to be playing for the first time? Or are you a returning player? I've been getting back into playing Save the World since they've been building up its free-to-play launch. It really is a cozy game to me. I'll have phases of playing every day, chipping away at the seasonal events, or the Twine Peaks quests, or completing the daily quests for V-Bucks, and I'll have the game audio turned down while listening to music or watching a video, and all this usually happens at night before bed, so it's just you and the game and your playlist, and you just sit back and relax, blow off some steam, and it just feels like the world stopped spinning. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but you know, I just like the game. That's what I'm trying to say. I like the game. I gave a lot of update ideas in this video, so feel free to share yours in the comments. Also, I completely forgot about this until the making of this video. I do have a creator code that you can use in the Fortnite shop while spending your more costly V-dollars. The creator code is just Cyclonite, it's the channel name, so it's there if you wish to use it. I appreciate the support. But I think that'll be it for me on this one. It feels good to be talking about Save the World again, and it's great that it's not entirely a negative what could have been manner. I'm glad there is some hope and excitement to be had. If you guys made it to the end, thank you so much. If you enjoyed, please give the video a like, it seriously helps a ton, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We're approaching 4,000 subscribers, and I'd love for you to be a part of the squad. If you have any hype points to share on your phone, why not use them to give the video a boost? I would greatly appreciate it. But with that, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon, and please have a fantastic rest of your day.